Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be installing the oil cooler on the G35.
Now you guys might be saying, damn, you're almost done. Well, actually no, that bumper, I don't know what it is, man, like the tab. So literally taking the bolts off, I installed freaking underglow. Whose freaking genius idea was that? This was freaking stuck on the freaking front splitter, so I couldn't take off the thing, so I had to unscrew this, take off the tape. I haven't installed the oil filter yet because that is where we have to install our new sandwich plate from Mishimoto. Now this sandwich plate is a thermostatic sandwich plate, and it's super important because many people get oil coolers without the thermostatic sandwich plate. Without the thermostatic, the oil is running through the oil cooler non-stop. It does not stop, right? So your oil could be running really cold. So the really cool thing about this thermostatic sandwich plate is that whenever the engine gets too hot and it needs the help of the oil cooler, it then opens up and the oil will go through the oil cooler, helping it cool down and then running nice and healthy.
That being said, I've been sitting here just about, I think like an hour and a half, just trying to brainstorm and where I'm going to be installing this oil cooler, because it always seems pretty easy in other videos, but when it comes down to installing it, it gets really tough.
So here's what I gotta work with: mounting the bracket here and then just having the oil cooler sit on it, right? Issue with that is that I'm gonna be installing the freaking intercooler, you know, sometime in June. So that might be an issue, a fitment issue here, because the intercooler will go right here, and I'm not sure if that's gonna fit with the oil cooler right there. All right guys, I'm kind of getting advanced a little bit. Sorry, it's hard to record. Anyways, I decided to mount it here in the middle. I was thinking about putting it right here, but also shout out to Static Moran. He went ahead and FaceTimed me and we're talking for a bit, see where I can locate it. Just like how I mentioned before, if I install it here, it's gonna be a fitment issue when I come to install the intercooler here in the back. So it has to, I might as well just save myself some time and just install it where it needs to go. And so he installed it right here on the side. He went ahead and drilled this out and took this off and installed it right here. I'm gonna see if I can slap it just straight down in the middle. Thing is that it has fitment issues with the bumper a little bit, but this should be a really good spot. Just that can no longer run the freaking mesh in the middle because it blocks it. I'm gonna have to cut a little strip just like right here where the tapes are at, from here to here, and it's basically just like a little small slice here, and then we'll go on from there. Guys, let's go ahead and do fitment test number 2.
I'm gonna try to mention all the small little details because I know in these install videos you guys want to see literally everything, and I do too. When I'm looking at install videos, that's what I want to see.
Here's the oil cooler mounted. They're like these self-tapping screws right here, and it just drills themselves right here, and I'm drilling them here into the frame. These bolts right here is just a basic nut with the washer and the bolt. Those go all around here. These are AN fittings, which are over there. I actually didn't have a ratchet big enough, so I had to freaking use these that you can do like custom. So I had to use the biggest setting, but regardless, that's what that is. And so right now we're basically just gonna drill the rest of the holes to the frame and continue from there. So now that the bracket is installed, this is installed, let's go ahead and start the fun stuff, okay? Now we are going to begin going underneath here. For these AN fittings where the oil lines will go from here to the sandwich plate, I will be using I think it's called Teflon tape or something like that. It's this white little tape that goes around the thread to prevent any leaking. This is very common with like plumbing and stuff like that. They usually install it in the thread so that any leaks are prevented and nothing falls out. So in order to prevent any oil from leaking, we're gonna be putting this around the threads. Now we just went ahead and screwed the Mishimoto logo, goes out. It's loose right now, but you want to keep it right now because when you put the lines, you want to figure out where you want it. You can put this in any direction, so I mean you obviously don't want it up either, but I mean you could adjust it to how you want it, and that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be connecting the hoses and then seeing where we want it located, you know, and then you might have to use zip ties to tie down the hoses Make sure it doesn't scrape. I know some of you guys have super low cars, and the last thing you want to do is be scraping that line and have it rip on you and then all your oil leaking out. Another thing to notice is that you might think they're pretty similar, but one hose is actually a lot longer than the other. Now, for obvious reasons, the longer one will go here wherever the longest side is. Imagine if you had a torque fingers, like your fingers can actually torque 80 foot-pounds, bro. That would be insane. All right, guys, we're gonna have to put a pause on this installation. I think I'm gonna have to actually go to AutoZone or something to pick up a freaking wrench, because my biggest one is this custom one that you could adjust the height, and that's enough for this one. In order to tighten it to the sandwich plate, you gotta twist this right here, the back right here. You gotta lock it in. This bolt twist is this right here, and this, it's too big, man. That's what she said. Oh. But it's too big, so I don't have nothing that's that big, so I keep screwing myself over and over. All right, guys, press play because we are back, and we want to go pick. This is a half drive, and this is a 1 1/16 inch socket. It's absolutely massive, but it is the perfect fitting for this. You guys can see. Boom, perfect. Where I'm working with, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this through right here. And then basically just thread it on. We also put Teflon tape on that one. Now we want to adjust it maybe like somehow like this. The reason we want to adjust it somewhere diagonally like this is that if you guys have it right here, it's very hard to get the oil filter out, and then you're gonna have oil spill down to the hose. So we're gonna try to adjust it somewhere sideways like this. And then that way the oil filter can come out pretty easy and not spill everywhere. But that's the goal. Now that the oil cooler is finally installed, we have the sandwich plate tightened up, all the hose lines tightened up, we can finally go ahead and grab our K&N oil filter. We got serial code HP1008. Now before you put in the oil filter, as always, I don't know if this is just like a parent thing or I don't know, but they always taught me to put a little bit of oil around the O-ring. I don't know what it's for, honestly, but I just do it. So there you guys have it, running down through here, lines going. I'm kind of hoping that the bumper will kind of push it inwards like this, and then the hoses are still fine. I might put a couple zip ties here just in case, because I don't want it falling below this level right here. Now, I simply placed it here. I want you guys to take this in mind. I simply placed it here because I'm going to need this space in the middle for the intercooler. If you guys don't plan on going boost at all, just NA, or you guys are going NA for a super long time until, you know, maybe you guys are saving for a boost kit or anything, then I would have definitely placed it right here in the back. Right here, where this frame is in the back. There's already some holes right there, and they fit perfectly here, and it's right here in front. And I would have definitely preferred that, because then you don't have to cut the bumper at all. You can keep the mesh and everything. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and clean up. If you guys have any questions about the install, go ahead, drop the comments down below. I put Loctite in the oil filter adapter because I do not want that to unscrew. And then I just put the Teflon tape, the white tape, on all the AN fittings for these two and the other two that go to the sandwich plate. I need to reinstall my LED. I'm gonna see if I can install it underneath the crash bar. But before I lower it down and put the bumper and everything and fix the LED strip, like the LED strip is here still, I'm going to go ahead and put the oil first. We're gonna be putting Castrol Edge Extended Performance 5W30. I've been using Mobile 1, but now I'm gonna switch to this. Apparently this is really good for high temperature, and right now in Sacramento it's getting over 95, 90 degrees around there. So it's gonna get really hot. I'm gonna try this out, see how this goes. Now you guys are probably asking at this point, dude, well, how much oil does it require? More oil since you have the oil cooler now installed. Well, before, I believe it's 5 quarts, right? So I'm gonna dump all of this, and Static Martin sent me the information for the oil cooler, and on Mishimoto's website it shows that the oil cooler takes about 0.65 quarts displacement, which means you need to add 0.65 of a quart in addition to what you add normally.
seems like it's running fine. Idling is fine.
Alright guys, the bumper is on. We just need to put on the wheels, looking shinier than ever. Look, they look brand spanking new, man. But look at the bumper. I don't know how, like, look, man. It looks like a damn front sword tooth in the front. In the night, it is a little better though. Check this out. Nighttime, activate. Whoo! Now it doesn't look as cool right now, but man, dude, when that intercooler goes in the bag, dude, that is gonna be absolutely fire, dude.
You guys have it. It was a trick installation at the very beginning. Like I said, I took about an hour and a half to 2 hours thinking, where am I gonna locate this? Where is this gonna go? Where am I gonna run this and everything? But once you get it all down, everything's pretty much a breeze. You just gotta have a little bit of patience and, you know, carry on. That will conclude today's video on the installation on the oil cooler. I'm gonna go ahead, take it out for a spin, see how it drives, see how it feels. And later this week, if everything goes as planned, on Thursday, I should be receiving my honeycomb carbon fiber splitters. Well, as soon as that part arrives, we are going to install it. If anybody is interested in buying my side splitter, go ahead, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll let you know how much. And if you want it and you're locally, hey, feel free to take it. You guys can expect that on next episode. So I'll catch you guys next episode. Stay safe. Love you guys. Be distinct. Man, thank you guys for the support. Peace out. Stay safe.